A flotilla of Saudi oil tankers is slowly steaming toward the United States and into a chilly welcome for a U.S. ally.
It's indicative of how desperate these petrostates are to sell their oil, to find a place, physically, to find a place to place their oil.
With the coronavirus driving oil prices to historic lows, all U.S. oil storage is expected to be filled in the next month. The Saudi move to occupy much of that precious storage space on the U.S. Gulf Coast has been called by some industry insiders an economic Pearl Harbor, a hostile attack on U.S. soil. A coalition of 13 U.S. senators from energy states goes even further, calling it economic warfare. Texas Senator Ted Cruz writes on Twitter, 20 tankers filled with 40 million barrels of Saudi oil are headed to the U.S. This is 7 times the typical monthly flow. My message to the Saudis, turn the tankers the hell around. Cruz says the longtime U.S. ally is exploiting a pandemic to kill the rival American shale oil industry. Some analysts say he's right.
What is Saudi Arabia rightfully doing, as any other oil producer, is to get rid of the competition. And competition in this case is expensive oil. With shale oil, it means expensive to produce.
U.S. leaders have long nurtured strong bonds with Saudi leaders, even since the rise of shale oil helped the U.S. overtake Saudi Arabia as the world's largest oil producer.
$3 billion.
The fact that Saudi leaders are now willing to risk the anger of their American allies suggests they believe the world's oil glut won't end anytime soon. With much of the world on lockdown, few drivers on the road and fewer planes and ships are using fuel. Oil prices are so low they briefly hit negative territory this week at the Chicago Board of Trade. That left some sellers actually paying buyers to take it off their hands. Now many producers are simply storing it and waiting for prices to rise. The U.S. can hardly turn the ships away. The Saudi government owns the Motiva oil refinery in Port Arthur, Texas, America's biggest.
It can choose what crude that Motiva refinery takes. And, at times when it's tough to market oil, you might as well just buy your own oil.
Even as American politicians lament the Saudi incursion, the ships sail ever closer.